Good evening, friends. I know the evening can't be said so great actually. Why? For the very simple reason, market is trying to find a bottom. There has been a heavy selling across the market. It's not that only small caps are taken a beating or only mid caps are taken a beating, but I think if you look at overall market is in a very downward bias. And we will discuss how soon one can expect revival, if at all there is a revival. What is the trend in the market suggestion, so on and so forth. But before that, just a small disclaimer to all of you is that this webinar is only to enhance your understanding about the equity market. Past performance is no indicator of future returns. And whenever you invest in the equity market, it's subject to market risk. Now, if you look at it, the general election schedule has been announced. We all know. And someone just said on the social media that election is going to start with date of birth of Mukesh Ambani and result will get announced on date of birth of Anil Ambani. So 19th April, Mukesh Ambani was born, and 4th June, Anil Ambani was born actually. So that's the something, anyway, that's a trivia. I thought, I just received on social media, so I thought, let me say. But if you look at, there are 7 phases that the election is going to take place. And what you look at it, I think the seal that what we will come to know, like the voters would have decided by 25th May only who will be forming the next government. Why I'm saying so? Because 487 seats are going to be already been voted for. And of course, the 57 seats which will going to happen on 7th phase on 1st June. Now, is the market going to wait for the 4th June to react to this? The answer is no. Why am I saying so? Because on 1st June, when the last phase of election will get over, we will get an exit poll. 1st June most probably is a Saturday. 2nd June is a Sunday, so market can't react to that. But 3rd June, which is a Monday, market would react based on the exit poll. And hence, whatever volatility that we are going to see based on the outcome would be visible on the 3rd June. We are in the month of March, so today is what, 20th March, if my memory is 19th March. 11 days plus 30 days of April plus 31 days of May and 2 days of June. So 11 plus 30, 41, 41 plus 31, 62. So we are basically about 70 days away from the election result. And those 70 days are going to be little volatile, not only because of election, also because of the global factors, also because of what happens to the geopolitical crisis that is there. I must tell you that I met someone and said normally we expect market to rally before pre-election. But this time I think we all know that result is almost certain. Of course, this is politics, anything can happen. But right now, I think the general consensus seems to be that, or market seems to be factoring that BJP will form the government with the majority. There is no coalition kind of a stuff that we are talking about. BJP will get clear-cut majority, and plus with his alliance will have a significant majority, and hence no negative surprise as such. We'll wait and watch on the 4th June. Market this last 1 week has been extremely brutal, if I have to say so. And sometimes the data does not show the correct picture. Why? Because if you look at the advance decline ratio, has been very, very bad. There are no place where someone could take shelter. In 1 week, the Sensex is down by 2.3%. Both Sensex and Nifty are down by 2.3%. And if you look at the Nifty 50, or Nifty 500 is down by 3%. So sea of red ink is everywhere. Mid cap fallen much higher than the small cap this last week. Am I right? And that clearly shows, and you look at PSU Bank, which has been the darling or relative index, they all have taken a huge beating in this market. So clear cut, not only profit booking is there, but I think somewhere people are also booking losses. Okay, bhai, doesn't look like that market is going to go up. Let's try to lock in profit or lock in losses. That's what has exactly happened. And I'll come to that in a while. Do we expect any relief in near term? But if your portfolio has also taken a beating, don't get too much afraid. You are in line with the... See, normally what happens when the Sensex goes by 3%, your portfolio should logically go down by 9 to 10%. Why? Because index can fall by 1 or 2%, but the script that you hold in the portfolio can go down by 9 or 10%. Am I right? So don't get too much perturbed by the fall in the market, in your portfolio, provided you have a strong reasoning why you got into that company. Am I right? So if your portfolio has taken a beating in last 1 week, that's okay. That's very normal. You are not an outlier, and hence you don't have to worry. But you should have a strong reasoning why you have that whole stock in the portfolio, and that reasoning is very, very critical. Am I right? And if you look at the YTD, the small cap now is in red. Sensex is in red now. Nifty is marginally green, and mid cap still holding in the green. I'm not very sure how long it will keep holding in the green. And if you look at the realty index, which is just up by 5.9, very high probability that it could also go into the red. Why I'm saying so? Because when the sentiments are down, realty is the most sensitive in terms of it's a high beta. And hence, logically, it should close in the red. FIs have turned positive, 40,000 crore they've invested, purely because of ITC, purely because of one of the Indigo promoters selling the stake. And hence, despite they've pumped in so much money, you don't see the indices in the green, purely because of the inflow that has come. It's come to basically majorly because of two stocks. ITC, BAT sold the stake acquired by the FIS, some portion, and same way Indigo, one of the promoters sold the stake acquired by the FIS. That's explained this positive. Otherwise, it's not across the board. FIS are buying, and that's why you see the indices in the red. Now, what should we expect? Okay, should we expect market to bounce back very soon? The answer is no. 90% of the companies have declined in last 1 month. That clearly shows there are not many places where one could take shelter in this market. And hence I said, if your portfolio is down, it's part of normal. If you look at the mutual fund NAVs also, you would realize that they have taken a huge, and in fact some of the NAV mutual fund schemes have gone down by 12-13% in 1 month. 12-13% in 1 month. Okay? There is nothing that if the fund manager has taken a beating, if your portfolio taken a beating, so be it. It's part of the normal thing. Unfortunately, the pain is going to continue whether we like it or not. We do expect market to remain volatile with the downward bias. I don't want to scare you. I am just stating the obvious so that you are mentally prepared. Okay, yes, there will be more volatility, and hence once you know, then your reaction to that event becomes a little less. If I tell you, if there is a prediction that there will be a cyclone, then you are mentally prepared for that, and hence you will make the necessary mental adjustment. But if it suddenly comes out of blue, then what happens? Then you basically get react based more on a fearful manner. So something similar. I'm just making you mentally prepared. Yes, market is going to remain volatile whether we like it or not, and hence be ready for that volatility. It's not that I'm asking you to get out of the market, sell your stocks and get out of the market. No. In fact, I said it in my previous webinars also. If market volatility bothers you, please stop watching the market. 2-3 महीने के बाद आ जाओ. Go on a vacation, go on. In fact, if you remember, I was stating very similar in October 2022. And I did advise one of our Infinity customers, because he spoke to 5 fund managers in the country and he would have 5 would give different views. He was utterly confused. I said, boss, you have good money in life. Please go out and enjoy your vacation in Europe or US. And he said, boss, Sunil, वहाँ पे ठंडी होगी. Well, then go to the country like Australia and New Zealand. There you will not see so much this one. Please go and enjoy, but stay away from the market if volatility bothers you. But तकलीफ ये है कि आदमी सुनता कम है when you give a sensible advice. So if volatility does do better you, please stay away from the market. Don't stop. Please stop watching your portfolio on a daily basis. It's only going to add to your agony. कोई फायदा होने नहीं वाला है. जो चीज दुखी करे उसको देखना क्यों? If horror movies gives you nightmares in the life, why do you want to watch horror movies? Am I right? Same way, if the market volatility bothers you, why do you want to basically watch the market volatility? Stay away. Don't look at the market. क्या फायदा? I know it's difficult, but that's the way you should do it. If you ask me, I know how my portfolio is done? My answer is no. I don't know. Why should I be bothered? मुझे भी मालूम है नीचे ही होगा. फायदा क्या? If the stock that I'm holding, there is no change in the fundamental, why should I basically bother to look at that also? And even that same logic applies in bull market also, I must tell you that. I don't look at my portfolio on daily basis. क्या फायदा नहीं ना देख के ज़्यादा खर्चा कर लूँगा bull market में. और bear market में, or not bear market, but when the market is down, I'll दुखी हो जाऊँगा उसको देख के. तो I don't look at it. Now tomorrow there is a Fed meeting. FOMC will announce their decision whether they will cut rate or not. Number one. Number two, there is a summary of economic project, ACP. So in the last December, that ACP was announced, and they indicate that there will be 3 rate cuts in 2024. I think market will look forward to how many. Are they continuing to maintain 3, 2, 1 or 0? In the beginning of 2024, the market expectation was 6 to 7 rate cuts in 2024. That rate expectation has come down from anywhere from 3 to 0. We don't know what's going to happen. So tomorrow you don't expect any rate cut. Even if you look at the Fed watch tool, CME Fed watch tool, they said 99% probability no rate cut. Only 1% probability rate cut. On the next FOMC meeting, that is on 1st May, even there is a 96% probability no rate cut. So neither is going to come tomorrow, nor is going to come on 1st May. But on the 12th June, there is a 61% probability that there could be a rate cut. But remember, this probability keeps changing depending upon the data. And Fed has gone on the record that they are data dependent when it comes to the rate cut. So we need to wait and watch. But right now, it looks very certain there will not be any rate cut tomorrow. It does look certain there will not be any rate cut on 1st May. Going back to our prediction of 2024, we did mention that 12th June, one should expect Fed to cut rate. But that's also right now doesn't look very certain. I'll be very honest with you. Why? Because things are developing very fast. If you look at copper has touched 11 months high. Crude price is right now showing some sign of firmness. And even the what we call the demand for crude is likely to go up. That's what the new estimates are as compared to the previous estimates. Some of the cocoa prices and other prices have anyway gone up. Freight cost seems to be a little challenge. Why? Because of what's happening logistically globally because of geopolitical condition. and hence we need to little be careful about what happens. Am I right? So this data will undergo change, this probability will undergo change, but right now it does look certain there will not be any rate cut tomorrow from the Fed, and as well as from the Fed even on the 1st May. So we need to wait and watch. In summary, do expect market to remain volatile. There will be main pain for at least couple of months, but there is no gain without pain. Am I right? So it comes as a part of bundle. In fact, one of the investors in PMS, he said, was had I put my money in fixed deposit, I would have been happy. And I said, these are the assets class which are not comparable, because in FD you will get a fixed income and many times doesn't beat even the inflation. So there is no pain in that, okay? But your returns would always be below, not beating the inflation. While in stock market it will non-linear returns, but eventually it will make much higher return than the inflation. So that's what the psyche of the FD investors works, and that's how the psyche of the equity investors work. Both are right in their perspective. The only thing, the equity investors is a risk taker. He understands the risk and hence he expects the higher returns. While the FD investors happy with what he is getting, and eventually he is a saver, he is not an investor. And there is a huge difference between saver and investor. Equity market is an investor, FD is a saver. So with this, let's open the floor for question answer. No question? Or good. Oh, Samuel. Happy evening, sir. Can we start adding large cap stocks to the script that we already invested already? As price is 7% to 10% down from our purchase plan, can we add now or wait? Please advise. I think if it is, as long as they are buy on our system, you should go ahead and do that. There is nothing wrong with that. As I told you, reason for you to buy that company, if that reason continues to remain there, please go ahead and buy. Okay. But please note that even the large cap, as you rightly said, 7 to 9%, that's going to happen to the portfolio also. So if your large cap portfolio is there, it will decline. It's not that it's not going to decline. The only thing is that the decline would be less as compared to the mid and small cap in terms of portfolio. And that's what you need to do. So I'm not saying once you take a large cap, आपका portfolio नीचे नहीं जाएगा. It will go down, but it will relatively go less as compared to the mid and small cap. Vishnu Prasad Biswal, what is the procedure for Pro PMS? So this procedure is very simple. Minimum ticket size has to be 50 lakhs, sir. Then we will send you the form. You need to fill up that form. There are KYC needs to be done. When the KYC and documents are in line, then we will open a demat account in your name with our custodial. It would be HDFC Bank. Then we will give you the bank account where you do transfer the money. If you want to sell the transfer the sales, then the demat account that we would have opened for you, you can transfer the sales, and then we will do buying and selling. What I will do, Vishnu Prasad sir, I'll ask one of my colleague to reach out to you. Just send me this email, or the what we call email ID and the client's request. I'll ask some of my colleague to reach out to you, sir. Ankit Garg, what is your view about gold and silver? We in the beginning of 2024, we did mention that both gold and silver should give returns in double digits, and we continue to maintain that they should give returns in double digit. Someone had asked me, gold has moved up, silver has not moved up almost 15-20 days back, and I said even silver should take part in the rally, so it should do well. We do expect double digit returns in gold and silver. I don't know how much it is up YTD, but you should expect that. I have been not tracking it, as I told you. So I do have an exposure in gold. It's not that I don't have, but I don't keep looking at it on a daily basis. That's my problem. Mahini is saying, do you think the market is slowly going down towards 18,000 now? So someone, had come down to our office today, and he was saying what? Someone predicted 16,000 or something, one of the broking firm. And then one of my dealer was saying that there are reports available in the market that 12,000 and 11,000 kind of a stuff. So, Mahin, I don't think it can go down to 11, 18,000. That's not our base case scenario. And, I would like to see more this kind of a comment coming in. Market is going to go down to 18,000 and so on and so forth. Why I'm saying so? Because that makes me really happy. Because the more we see this kind of a data coming in, that means the market seems to have formed the bottom. Okay. So if more and more people, I distinctly recollect last year my prediction was 15,500 for the Nifty 50. And when it did touch down, some of you basically said now one of the leading foreign broking firm came out with a 12,000. And I said, boss, agar ye report aane lage aise, so I think the market seems to have formed the bottom. So my sense is that if you go back to our presentation on Equity Outlook 2024, I did mention that Nifty can go down to 19,000. But that's what we have stated. So if you, is my available? This slide is visible? Huh? Is it visible? Huh. So, if you look at, this is our prediction, Nifty could go as low as 19,000 from close of 21,730. That was the December 2023 close. If you continue to maintain that, that's the decline that we expect Nifty to go down to 19,000, sir. So, what is the level today? आप लोग ये सवाल भी कभी देखो, this is what my knowledge. If you ask me, you would be more updated about the market than me. So we had 21,817. So 21,000, 19,000. So near about 10% more one can expect. That's what the mota looks like. But it's not going to remain at that level for long. That's what our sense is also. NAM, I said I liquidated most of small and mid cap Mojo stock before the fall. Thanks for your guidance. It's a good time to put 20% of that capital in small cap now. I plan to use every fall to put in that money back. Also going by philosophy of buy low and sell high, it is going to good time to accumulate some of the consumer facing companies that are down due to high interest rate. Thanks. So NAM sir, I must congratulate you and I must salute you that you are at least headed to our advice. I'll tell you one story. One of the investors, I don't want to name that investor, I don't know whether the investor is attending this webinar or not. He literally cried. You know why? He said, साहब आपने मुझे बताया था, मैं बेवकूफ़, मैंने किया ही नहीं वो कुछ. I took your advice very lightly. Can you imagine his portfolio is down by 25%? He said, sir, मैं क्या कुछ बताओ अभी आप मुझे. And I'm very happy, NM sir, that at least you headed to our advice and you did the action. नहीं तो हिंदुस्तान में पब्लिक को क्या नहीं क्या है, मुझे ज़्यादा मालूम है, इनसे क्या मालूम. That's the attitude, I know much better than you other people and I know what I'm doing. Now that's the thing. So now your question, is it too good time to put 20%? See, our sense is that right now still I'll tell you what we are doing in our PMS. We have taken shelter in large caps. We are almost 80% of our large cap. In PMS, we are 80% large cap, exposed to large cap. And we will come back to mid and small cap at some time in 2024 also. But right now we believe that there is a more pain. And if that is so, why to basically take that more pain? Because sometimes, अपना confidence हिल जाता है. When the script falls by 10-15% in 1 day, 2 days, we lose confidence in that company. We don't know whether something is wrong with the company. Is that something I'm not able to read in market is able to read, and then we get out of that company in panic. So my suggestion would be, answer is no, don't increase right now 20% also. Please invest in, don't try to time the market. So please put your money into large cap. And appropriate time again will come in front of you through webinar, through email, saying that please increase now allocation to the mid and small cap. So that's what my advice would be. And your question about the consumer facing business, it does give a hope that consumer facing companies should do well. but not all. Remember that some of the companies in consumer facing may going to struggle purely because of the valuation they are commanding and the business model they are looking at it. So if you look at the consumption cycle per se, it's not very robust. If you look at the same store growth, whether it's a retail or consumer, the QSR, quick service restaurant, they are not seeing much of a growth there. And if that is so, there is some kind of a concern there. We need to wait and watch. But some of the companies do look a little exciting in the consumer facing business and they might do well. But again, stick to large cap. Vijay is saying, sir, I want to have one-to-one talk. Please give time. Sir, are you a PMS customer? And if you are a PMS customer, they will definitely you will have a relationship manager. Am I right with you? Why don't you reach out to that relationship manager? Does he have? Is he writing that is he a PMS customer? है उनका विजय का जी का? Vijay ji, if you are a PMS customer, you will have a relationship manager. Please reach out to me. He will line up a what we call one-to-one with me. See, my only worry is that my schedule is a little tight. Since morning to evening, and this post-webinar also, I will have something else to do. So I will not leave office before 8:30 to 8:45. So days are a little tight, but definitely, I'll definitely find a time for you, sir. Please reach out to your relationship manager. Kirti Kumar, why FIs are selling if it is more or less certain that some NDA government will come in power post-general election? So they sold in 2022 when the NDA government was there, am I right? So I don't think the NDA government or not coming could be the reason for FI to sell. And in fact, if you look at it, they are positive for FI 24, sorry. They invested in the month of March 40,000 crore in 1 month. So where are you getting the data that they're negative, sir? But anyway, FI will sell whether they want to do country-specific reallocations, weightage, or they want to lock in some of the profit. That's why they normally do that. So that's how. It's nothing to do with whether NDA coming or not coming. Okay, Bhargav is saying, Sunil sir, rubber cost is raising locally and globally. How will this affect tire company? Will it affect any other sector? So you're right. There have been, and if you look at some of the tire companies, did come down post this hike in the rubber prices. We are watching very closely. We do own some of the tire companies in our PMS portfolio also. I believe Karan has also recommended a couple of tire companies as a stock of the month also. So we are looking at the situation. Will this affect any other sector? Rubber per se should not affect too much other than the tire. That's what my memory serves me. But see, I think the natural rubber accounts, if my memory serves me, 20 to 30% of the total raw material cost in the tire cost of production. As a percentage of sales, I'm not able to. So yes, it will affect. Now it's a question that are you able to pass on? So most of the companies are basically into replacement market, their revenue. I believe it's very easy to basically pass on to the replacement market as compared to OEM places. So doesn't look like a major problem, but this market seems to be discounting it negatively. That is also a fact. CG Suresh Joshua saying, sir, I am planning to enter the Mojo PMS and I am in touch with you. With your RM, all documents duly signed by me had reached your office on last Monday, that is 11th March, and demat opening processes at your end. I hope the paperwork will get completed shortly, but before committing the funds, I would like to have a telecon with you. Could your team schedule a telecon at a mutually convenient time? Definitely, sir. We will do that. Please reach out to the same RM who is helping you to onboard and PMS. I'll be more than happy to have a one-to-one, as I was suggesting the other gentleman also. I'll definitely do it, sir. Please reach out to him. Tell him that Sunil has promised me. Don't expect immediately, but we'll definitely reach. We'll line up as per my convenience because the schedules are a little tight for me nowadays. But I'll definitely do one-to-one with you, sir. Don't worry. Sunil Udupa is saying, is it better to now get more shares of good company that we already hold? See, it's all depending upon what that company is all about. In fact, I give a classical example. Some of the bluest of company have underperformed for a longer period of time. So definition of good company, is a little vague actually. Does not say that all good companies will give you good returns. Had it been so easy in life, you don't need any fund manager. हर एक investors खुद ही बना, because everyone knows what the good companies are, right? So, like I give a classical example of if you go to my Twitter handle, I've talked about company called Cisco. Cisco touched $80 in year 2000 because they make routers and everything, and they were like darling of the. In fact, it was the most valuable company in the world. Cisco was the most valuable company in the world in year 2000. बहुत लोगों को पता नहीं होगा ये बात. After 24 years, the script is quoting at $50 per share. 24 साल चले गए लेकिन वो $80 अभी तक पहुंचा नहीं वो भाव. So not necessarily the company that is blue chip, and in fact, I have seen many companies who are supposed to be good turn out to be a very poor performance. I'll give a classical example. Wakarangi, complete ADAG group, Anil Ambani group, PC Jewelers. Once upon a time it was touted to be a next Titan. What happened? JP Group from the Uttar Pradesh touted as next Larsen and Toubro and so on and so forth. What happened to those companies? They were part of Nifty 50. So, Sunil sir, my advice would be, look at the company. Good doesn't mean that, देखो यार, simple सा है. Everything is in the price, and hence if you get into a right company at the wrong price, it's a problem. That's why I said keep, read that Warren Buffett letters. I think he writes very sensible things. And his partner, who recently expired, he said very nice thing. Always buy wonderful company at the fair price than buying a fair company at the wonderful price. Huge difference, am I right? And that's where. Now I have a Apple phone, okay? If I have to sell this phone, okay, if I say, boss, give me 5 lakhs, will you buy this phone? It's a good phone, am I right? You will not. But if I sell you, take it for 10,000 rupees, you will be more than happy to buy. What changed? The phone remained the same. What underwent change is the price. And that's where you need to see whether this company that you say good, does it have a really scope for a capital appreciation. The company may remain good for forever actually. It doesn't result to the capital, what's the point then? Because ultimately you are here to make money, am I right? You are not here to basically see your portfolio not performing well over a longer period of time. Five saying is, Sunil, if market is about to bounce back, isn't the time to add more money to the portfolio? Yes, you should, but not at this point of time. Market will bounce back. We will come in front of you and tell you when to add allocation to the equity more. See, sometimes investors do get confused. If you're already invested in the equity market, then what we are advising, let that money be managed by the professional fund manager. You are not increasing your allocation to the equity. But if you want to add more money exposure to the equity, then we are saying, nahi baba, abhi right time nahi hai. We will come in front of you and tell you what to do that. There is a huge difference between increasing allocation and maintaining same allocation, but from moving from personal portfolio, personally managed, to the professionally managed. Neha, thanks a lot for making us aware of all that is going on in the market. Otherwise, as a new investor, we would have seen short trends as my portfolio is down 3% down. Ma'am, your portfolio is only 3% down, so why are you so much tense? There are other portfolios which are down by 10%, 15%. So, see, when Neha ji, when you come to the market, be mentally prepared. It will go down. And best of the best fund manager in the world have seen that no fund manager in the world can say, boss, मैंने अपना पोर्टफोलियो कभी अपसाइड ही देखा, कभी नेगेटिव देखा ही नहीं है. It's like going to a boxing ring. जब आप बॉक्सिंग में जाते हो तो आपको पंच मिलती है कि नहीं मिलती है? मिलेगी ना. ओपोनेंट भी थोड़ी बेवकूफ़ है, वो तो देगा ना आपको 2-3. The who basically comes out winner, who basically never give up and then emerges as this one. He never said, boss, I will basically, of course I'll get hit, but I will continue playing in the game. That exactly is, this is like a stock market, like a boxing game. पंच मिलते रहेगी आपको. आपको डट के मुकाबला करना है. You have to remain focused, you have to remain disciplined, and then you should do that. So, Nehaji, that's my request. 3% is not very big thing down. This part and parcel of the life. As long as your stock selection is good, your allocation is good, and you have done your risk appetite properly in the sense you can stomach the volatility, then this is, please continue what you are doing. Nothing wrong with that. Shyam Singh is, can we do averaging in mid and small caps? Your views? Again, sir, again, same logic. Reason for you to buy. Is that reason still there or not? Am I right? If it is not there, please don't do that. If that, please go ahead and do that. So if you ask me, we are not doing averaging in our PMS. On the contrary, we moved out because we wanted to protect the capital. So at this point of time, if you ask me averaging in mid and small cap, my answer would be no. Maharsh is saying, what is your view on the large cap private sector bank? Looks a little difficult at this point of time. I think they may continue to underperform. Bangaria is saying, why your IP failed to ignore the bubble in mid and small cap shares? Before CB warning, by the time you've disclosed about the growth in mid and small cap shares, we have lost our portfolio to extent 10%. Huge loss. We expect you to warn as early as possible. Ironically, you have encouraged us to buy momentum and turn on stock. We have lost huge money. So, Bangaria sir, on the contrary, we were the first one to this SEBI come out with the warning much later than we did actually. You go back to our January 2024 presentation, and we did mention that 2024 is not going to be the easy year for making money. We did mention about the downside risk. We did mention about the mid and small cap risk also. If you go back to that, what could be the potential downside to the mid cap index and small cap index? That's been mentioned in that PPT. That's in January 2024. That's purely based on our IP only. Yes, your portfolio is down by 10%. As I told you, it will go down. I must tell you that also. Why? Because if the index goes down by 3% one week, very obviously your portfolio will go down by double. See, in the bull market, portfolio tends to rise faster than the indices over a longer period of time, not 1 or 2 months. I'm saying so. And in the bad market, not the bear market, the index will fall much lesser, but the portfolio will fall much faster than that. अगर मार्केट 2-3% गिरा है तो आपका पोर्टफोलियो 8 से 9% गिरेगा. तेजी में मार्केट 2-3% गिरा, इंडेक्स ऊपर गया है, your portfolio go up by 8 to 9%. That's how it works. That happens not only in India, globally this is the norm that happens. You go through that and you realize that. And that's where the alpha comes in. And your question about increase to buy momentum and turn around stocks, I think that's a strategy that works in the bullish market. That's not the strategy which will work when the markets are volatile. So that's a fact. Did we encourage? At least I have not encouraged. That's what my memory shows me. Rahul, how easy is to exit from PMS and what will the process and how long is happen upon liquidation of complete portfolio deductible at exit load? How easy? It is very easy. The only thing they are exit load within 1 year 3%, within 2 years 2%, within 3 years 1%. Okay, and we liquidate the portfolio and then after deducting the fees, we return the money to you people. That includes if there is a performance fees, is there any monthly fees, if there is exit load, all get deducted and the payment come to you. So it's basically, it's a logically it should not take more than T plus 3 kind of a cycle. Subramaniam, you have been rightly warning about 6 months the market will go down. Why is your never recommend selling? Says buying at a lower price, the same says, which is also a gain in terms of cost of price going down. Sir, buying and selling, sir, I don't recommend anyone. Am I right? That's you need to. We do in our PMS. And in PMS we do keep doing that. Whenever we believe that we need to lock in profits or we need to lock in losses, we keep doing that, sir. And we have been doing that diligently, Subramaniam, sir, in our PMS. If you, I don't know, but you people may not be aware, but in our PMS, almost 80-85% of mid and small cap. And today we are 80-85% large cap. So you can see how quickly we reshuffle our portfolio from mid and small cap to large cap. Having said that, yes, we have underperformed. I must tell you that also. It's not that we are not. But had we not done that, we would have underperformed very significantly as compared to what we have underperformed. That's what basically is the case. And sir, I'd stop giving buying and selling advice for the very simple reason. Stock specific advice I don't do because I moved to the PMS side. But if you have attended my webinar, I did mention that market looks little. And despite saying that, many of people have not reacted on that. That's my only concern. किसी ने advice दिए तो उस advice का use तो करो. If you don't use the advice, then what's the point? R. Padma saying, I was advised to sell some of the Star Mojo stocks and book profit in my model footer and was suggested to buy 5 new which are showing 5 proof as a loss. Kindly comment. See, I think the complete model portfolio works on the IP. Am I right? So whether it's a Star stock or not, it should ultimately outperform over a medium to long term. Right? If it doesn't perform, then what's the point? So based on our IP, we advise you to exit. And we replace those companies with the new stock which we advise based on the IP only. So they may be temporarily down, doesn't mean that it's a gone case. And if you have not sold those Star Mojo stocks also, you should look at it how much they were down. See, unfortunately, we always look at unidimensionally. We never look at multidimensionally. But वो company में नहीं बेचा होता, which we advise you to get out. How much they have fallen versus the stock which we have replaced have fallen. If the stock would have fallen much higher than what it is, replaced stock, then तो you are better off ना सर उससे निकल जाने के लिए. Yeah. Benson Peter, we sincerely appreciate your valuable advice for investing in the stock market. If anyone asks me who is the best advisor in the country, I will not think even for a second to give him your name. Thanks a lot, sir. We wish you a great days ahead. Thanks a lot. I would like to comment here about the following. I have heard you and Mr. Mohit saying that many times in many webinars that there is no need to expect huge celebration rise in the market. If BJP comes again in power, because in people's mind BJP is assured and market is already factored in this matter. You are right. We have stated in our Equity Outlook 2024 webinar also this is not a bull event. It's already factored in. The BJP winning the election. So I don't think one should basically to look at this. Let me give you this. Is it visible? So this is what we have done. How market behaves during election time. You'll be surprised to know that despite BJP winning the election in 2019, market went down by 6%. Okay, 3 months down the line. So we have said BJP forming the government is in the price. Okay. For some reason BJP can't form the market can save about 20%. And it would take about 6 months to recover. That's what we have stated very clearly. So you are right. We have stated that, and this is what the slide we presented in our Equity Outlook 2024 webinar. I have a different understanding about this after speaking to many Israel. I can confirm to you that more than 60 of the investors that I have spoken to have told me that they are holding cash and investment only after results are announced. Supply they too have a zero doubt about BJ Weekly. However, according to them, it is hard-earned money. Why take chance? Therefore, my point here is that elections will significantly affect the stock market. Sir, different investors have a different mindset, different behavior. BJP, they get more. See, I always tell, do what gives you mental comfort. Am I right? So these investors want to buy peace in the mind and say, boss, jo kuch hoga, we will invest post-election. Nothing wrong. Well, that's what gives them the comfort level. Because ultimately, wealth creation should come with the mental peace. Wealth creation you should be able to sleep peacefully in the night. Others, पैसा क्या फायदा क्या उस पैसे का जो आपको नींद चैन की नींद नहीं सोने दे. So if they believe that they want to sleep peacefully and let's invest post election, nothing wrong with that, because that's how their risk appetite is. See, because not everyone can stomach the volatility, am I right? So they think this is the way, so be it. There is nothing wrong with that. Now you think even I should do that? Of course you can do that. There is nothing wrong with that. Because you do what gives you comfort level. In fact, one investor said, "Was I want linear returns. मुझे पैसा FD में रखना काय के लिए? Why you want to come to the equity market then? Because that's you don't have a risk appetite only. If you are not a risk appetite, then you are not suitable for that. This one, have you ever been to the roller coaster ride? There are many people who don't enjoy roller coaster ride. They get either a nausea feeling and they might puke also, and they don't feel headache and so on and so forth. I always say, please don't take roller coaster ride. नहीं comfort level है. So वैसे something is equity. Equity market by nature is roller coaster ride. वो कभी ऊपर जाएगा कभी नीचे जाएगा. It will happen suddenly. You don't realize. In roller coaster you know कभी नीचे जाए वापस ऊपर जाएगा. इसमें पता नहीं चलता नीचे कितना ऊपर बॉटम नीचे कितना है ऊपर कितना है. But do what gives you comfort level. So if they believe that's the way, that's the thing. The only problem happens sometimes, that we are cutting it too fine. So for some reason, if you think this is going to happen, and some reason if market basically corrects significantly before the election, and BJP does come, and then market can have a rebound rally. And if you keep waiting for that, I think either you will keep waiting for the fall to happen to invest at the lower level, and market keep rising, and then you will repent, why did I do that? So that's the only danger. Otherwise, there is nothing wrong with the strategy also. Rahul Tyagi, thanks for sharing valuable insight. There are news banking crash will hit US anytime soon because many banks who lend to commercial property are much crunch and going to default soon. Even government just started paying $400 to every person who buy a house on loan just to support banks. If any crash like 2008 may hit US. So, Rahul Tyagi sir, if you remember, we did mention that commercial real estate is a concern in the US market. But is it a concern like global financial crisis that happened in 2008? Answer seems to be no. So I don't think that's this one. And I'm not aware about government started paying $400 to every person who buy a house on loan just to support banks. I'm not very sure of that. But $400 is a too small amount, sir. It's not going to make much of this one. So yes, there is a problem in the commercial real estate. How it unfolds, what government does, and so on and so forth, we need to wait and watch. But we don't believe at this point of time that it's as big as global financial crisis, because that was a subprime crisis. It had very, very bad impact on the global equity market. We don't expect similar kind of magnitude of problem that is there. I had some data, but I'm not able to recollect what was the total exposure that was there. Unfortunately, this exposure that commercial property is having with the smaller banks. And we have seen a couple of smaller banks, not smaller banks, but there was a Signature Bank, there was a Silicon Valley Bank, they were relatively large. And they went out of the business and been acquired by the other people. So there was the fallout has been completely managed very well by by the Fed and by the local government. So I don't think that's a, so there'll be a concern. There is a concern. I do agree with you, but it's not as concern as big as what it was in global financial crisis time. Vilas is saying those stock of the month are down 5 to 10% average कर सकते हैं क्या? I don't think I'll be able to give any stock specific advice. Please ask Karan. I think he is the best person to. PMS में CAGR कितना मिलता है? सर कोई कंफर्म कुछ नहीं मिलता विलास जी. हमारा जो इंडिविजुअल होगा कि जो बेंचमार्क है, हमको लगता है कि BSE 500 हमारा बेंचमार्क है, वो 14 से 15% रिटर्न CAGR नेक्स्ट 5 साल में दे सकता है. और हमारी कोशिश यही रहेगी कि वो 14-15 से ज़्यादा हम आपको रिटर्न दे सके आफ्टर ऑल फेज, आपका उससे ज़्यादा रिटर्न बने. पर ये कोई प्रॉमिस रिटर्न नहीं है, एक हमारी कोशिश रहेगी कि आप उससे ज़्यादा बने. Venkata Ramu sir, can the index go down 10 to 15 from current price? Yes, it can go down. Our target for Nifty 50, the downside that we have stated, which can touch in 2024 is 19,000. That is possible. Will it happen? Not happen? Only God knows. But possibility, yes, probability is high. Good evening, Prakash Singh. In PMS, transaction demand account is notified through mail to us as in direct we receive. No, sir. Only the exit, when we get out of a company, you will get an alert from your DP that this stock has been debited from your DP account. But whenever you are buying, there will not be any alert to you. But the debit would be in your name only, sir. And at the end of the month, NSD or CDSL do send you across the complete details of your demat holding. In that, PMS holding will also reflect in that statement. Paul is saying, should we invest and continue investing in stocks that are in ASM list or have added to the ASM list? Yes, you can do that. There is nothing wrong with that. See, the ASM list is not something that one should really get worried about, okay? Only thing, that company that you are getting into, you should have a strong reason why you are getting into. If your reasoning is right, then ASM doesn't matter much. I don't think it matters a lot. आमिर, सवाल नहीं है कि आपको जाना है अभी? अच्छा, we have a very happy situation. We don't have a question because normally people used to complain कि आप हमारे सवाल उठाते नहीं हो. अच्छा देखो, एक है, अच्छा एक है, देख लीजिए. चलो, कि अभी 8 बजे नहीं है, तो इसलिए मैं पूछा कि बोला है तो ले लेते हैं. आई एम रियली गेट स्कैर्ड ऑफ योर फैमिली मेम्बर्स, बिकॉज तुम लोग की फैमिली मेम्बर मुझे बहुत गाली देती है कि आपके सामने बैठ जाते हैं वो सुनने के लिए, कोई काम करते नहीं, खाना खाने को आते नहीं, हमसे बातचीत नहीं करते, वो होता है कुछ खास. क्या बात है? हाउ द करंट चाइना कंडीशन विल इम्पैक्ट द इंडियन मार्केट? सी, द कॉपर प्राइस हैव गॉन अप 11 months high, and that's a very happy sign from the China point of view. Why? Because that thus gives an indication that global economy could be in rebound, including China. You need to wait and watch how does it burst. So if China improves, I think it's good for the global economy, it's good for the Indian market also. Now, someone may argue, if China does well, will FIs basically get out of India and increase allocation to China? That can possible. That's very much possible. Will that basically result into lower returns in Indian market? The answer is no. But China improving right now, how much you need to rely on China data, because if you look at the data which came out yesterday, overall looks really good, but the property market continues to remain little subdued only. Until such the real estate market doesn't show any kind of sign, it could be a challenge for China to basically show a significant growth. So we need to wait and watch at this point of time. अच्छा, और सवाल आ गया. Manoj Kumar Singh, there was a warning given before the fall of Security, which was then when I had joined, and I ignored that message. Biggest regret of my life. Since then, I have followed Sunilji. This time, I ended up selling 30% of my portfolio, mostly at the top, and I invested majority in gold and silver. All thanks to Sunilji. Thank you. I'm in so much peace, waiting for your call to invest again. Manoj Kumar sir, आपको भी मेरा प्रणाम. I'm very happy, sir, that see इसीलिए बोलता हूँ ना, sometimes you need to follow the advice. Sometimes you don't have to remove your bias. You need to remove this one. And you do the right thing. We will come in front of you. That's our job. That's our duty to guide retail investors. We did in the past and we'll continue doing in the future. So I'll tell you when to increase allocation to equity. It's our promise to you. Rajesh Deliwala. Sunil sir, thank you for valuable webinar and your knowledge. I remember that first week of February in 2020 February, your webinar, you clearly said that market will correct after 15 to 30 days. You don't know, but you strongly believe that market will correct, and after 4 or 5 days, SEBI guidelines came out, small and mid-cap fund. I thank you again because of my sold 60% portfolio, and also says my daughter and brother to sell their small and mid-cap with good profit. I follow you last 3 years. Thanks a lot, Rajesh sir. I'm happy to know that many of our investors are basically following our advice and a discipline. Say we can go wrong also. I must tell you, हम लोग पे भगवान तो है नहीं. But we basically express our thoughts, what we believe very strongly. And not only we ask you to do that, we do that in our PMS also. So I'm happy, sir, it has worked in your favor. And I'm very happy that you also advise to your daughter and brother so that they can also get the benefit of this. With this, Amir tells me it's a time to wind down this webinar. Thanks a lot to everyone taking time out and have a patience listening. I thoroughly enjoy your questions and I thoroughly enjoy answering them. Keep asking us questions and we love answering them. With this, good night, take care.